Welcome to my virtualization tutorial, Introduction to Storage Networking. It's a lecture series. We are in part 3 and this is the end of the lecture series as well. And today my agenda is give some introduction about ICSI and also I discuss about ICSI architecture and how to secure the data which is traversing on the storage area network. And finally, I'll end up with the discussion of how to use the various backup techniques in SAN storage. Well, let me discuss about ICSI. ICSI is a transport layer protocol. It works on the top of TCP. It allows you to leverage existing Ethernet devices, okay, on your storage area network. Now, when you look at this image, you can understand that it's a TCP IP, traditional TCP IP network, which is used for the data transfer between the server and storage. And ICSI supports block level SCSI data transfer between ICSI initiator and the target over a TCP IP network. This is in the server side. Normally the initiator exists and the target exists on the storage side. Initiator normally gives the command and it is executed by the storage side by the target. Okay, now over a time you just wanted to have an improved performance and you are planning to upgrade your switch into a gigabit Ethernet switch for your ICSI scan. In that sense, you may think that, okay, what to do with the older switches? Well, these older switches can be used to connect your clients. Okay, in the server normally your clients normally connect. All your clients can be connected to this switch in order to interact with the server. Well, ICSI architecture, when you look at this image, you can see that the target is connected to the storage and initiator is the one which generates the command. Okay, this is normally from the server side. These commands are traversing through the ICSI LAN and it reaches the target. So the target executes on behalf of this initiator. Okay, so storage by default natively support ICSI as well. In that case, the server can straight away connect to the storage without the help of target. Okay, no need to have a specific server designated as a target machine. ICSI initiators need a client software to be installed on each and every node which uses a ICSI initiator. I mean, when a server need to connect to the ICSI target, it need a client software which facilitate the connectivity and synchronization between the target and the initiator. Securing ICSI. In this slide, I'll discuss about why the security mechanisms are necessary in a ICSI LAN network. Assume that it's a normal network, it's not a ICSI LAN and a simple network where your data is getting transmitted. So no administrator will be comfortable when the data simply travels on the network, so other people can see that what is going on the network. So it's essential to perform an encryption and authentication over the data payload which is running through this network. So in order to perform this, when a request raised from the initiator side, so look at initiator raising a request, immediately the target authenticates. Okay, that means a session need to be established between the target and initiator to a transaction happen. Okay, I mean read or write, whatever need to happen, a session need to be established. So whatever data packet we are transferring, that is normally encrypted. So after the session, it start transmitting the data. So these data packets are normally encrypted because it is traversing in the LAN. Okay, that's why the encryption mechanism is required. So for encrypting, it uses various protocol. So challenge handshake authentication protocol, Kerberos 5 protocol it uses, and also it uses simple public key generic security service version 1 and version 2, and secure remote password that is also used by ICSI for securing the data. Payload encryption. When the data travels in the network, Ethernet network, this need to be encrypted. So all the packets are encrypted. So basically ICSI uses an IP security. So when IP security is used, that's a question of what is the compatibility. There should be a compatibility with your hardware and software, otherwise you cannot use the typical software or hardware for this purpose. And basically from the server to the storage, a session get created with the help of IP security encryption. It basically uses three different protocols, that is encapsulating security payload, or 3DES, or internet key exchange. So these are the IP security encryption methods which are used by the ICSI to secure the transmission between the server and the storage. And absolutely, the backupping techniques are very much essential, that saves the life of the administrator. When you see that every day the organization accumulates an amount of data, it's a responsibility of the administrator to take a backup every day. Daily backups are very important. Now, in order to perform this backup, definitely there are various techniques are available, so that these different techniques are useful in SAN scenario, that is LAN-free backups, server-free backups, and serverless backups. Let us discuss one by one. In a LAN-free backup, you can see that this is the whatever backup happens, that is not happening through your normal LAN network, that is separate. So this is the LAN normally clients use it to interact with the server. Okay, so your client will be using this. Now there is some other dedicated network exists between your storage and tape library where the backup happens. So server uses this network for storing the data, pushing the backup to the storage. So this obviously does not affect the performance of the network which is used by the clients and servers. The second type of backupping mechanism is server-free backups. When you look at this image, you can see the entire setup of SAN scenario, and so target servers are there, some SAN switch is there, through that the disk array is connected. Now, in a traditional way of backup, so the administrator would use different type of commands, something like DD, CPIO, or sync, and these are the different commands used by the administrators. Now, these are consuming set of CPU cycles. This is one of the disadvantage. So if your server is need to be available for 24/7, and definitely this will create a burden on the server. When a data backup happens, this will definitely create a trouble for your server. It need to perform this backup, as well as it need to answer the user queries, or it needs to connect to the different clients for different tasks. So this burden is again affect the performance of the application which you run on the server. Now, when you literally see this setup, the servers which are connected to the storage network, this can actually see the entire SAN, okay, irrespective of whether it is need to access it or no need to access it. It is fully accessible. So that's the reason why we use different kind of LUN and ACLs, and everything is used to segregate the access as well. Now, what is the solution for this kind of problem without burdening the server? How we can do the backup? So for that, there is a solution which is called as a data mover. So data movers are used a separate dedicated server with a data mover software which will perform the backup for you, because generally the data is available in your storage array, and from that it automatically performs a backup. So it is dedicated server which actually performs all the backup on behalf of other servers. And some more latest mechanisms also exist to perform the same. That is, a switch also can be enabled with the data mover software, which in turn perform the backupping for your SAN instead of using a backup server. That greatly reduce the budget. The last type of backupping mechanism is serverless backups. So no server is being used. So here this role is taken by the switches. So the switches SCSI-3 extended copy commands. So the switches, SAN switches are enabled with the SCSI-3 extended copy commands, which can facilitate this, which can do the backup instead of using a dedicated server for this. So this switches move the data from the source to the destination over a long distance through a fiber channel, or otherwise through a IP network. Now, what is the drawback in this? You just need to ensure that, okay, does your hardware support this extended copy? Okay, with a normal switch we cannot do this. It's necessary to verify whether this switch is supporting the extended copy command. So extended copy command is supported, then obviously you can use this mechanism for copying your data from the source to destination for a backup purpose. So I believe you enjoyed the discussion, and these are my references. Thank you for watching the video.